All right, we should be live. Haven't tried this in a while, so just a couple things to do before I announce it. As in, need to get the links and everything. Get it embedded under our website. Moment. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, that should be the radar. I'll loop it just so you can see what's happened over the past 30 minutes or so. Showers developing west of Interstate 65. No lightning detected yet. This over here is that's a flash flood watch. This down here was the tornado watch that it's either been canceled or it has expired. I'm going to switch radars here since everything's focused on northwest Alabama. All right, starting to get some lightning over there in northeast Mississippi. And then new forecast discussion from Birmingham. Still don't have any viewers, so that's fine. Mm-hmm. Still no viewers, but that's okay. We'll get it embedded under our website. We'll probably get a few more viewers. Might need to update a few things, update our outlook, update our hazards. Just kind of wait and see right now. See what these storms are really capable of. Make a new page for this. Okay, starting to get some lightning over West Alabama, which is a good indication that our cap is starting to break. If there was even a cap in place, I don't think there was a cap in place at all. So these storms will just develop and get stronger, and any of these could become severe. This is just it's stage one. I need to find a way to get a chat going here. And it looks like screen share stopped because I minimized this. Keep forgetting you can't minimize. Let's switch back to radar because that's what you guys want to see. Wouldn't be surprised if by 2 or 3 o'clock we receive some kind of watch. And based on the 5% tornado risk outlined by the Storm Prediction Center, which I can show you on here. Here's the outlook. That's a slight risk. All the yellow is a slight risk. All these over here, all these boxes, those are all some either a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch. And this is the marginal risk. This is where the slight risk isn't in effect. All the development's supposed to be up here, and it looks like it's development's really started here. I'll just loop the radar again. And Columbus Air Force Base radar is back up to full strength. There's not any trees overshooting the radar anymore. Yeah, these still no lightning. I do have lightning data on. Only lightning I'm seeing is across, I believe that's Pickens County. Yeah. Yeah, right over Macedonia, right along the Mississippi-Alabama state line. Let's get our links. Rest of the team here in a minute. First, let's get our links up. Try to embed our chat room in there too. But these developed quickly, didn't they? Any more lightning? Nope, nope, still no light. Man, over Mississippi and over McNairy County, Tennessee, it started real quick. Like I said, this is stage one of development. And if you're just joining us, looks like we've got one viewer. I'm Andrew with the Alabama Weather Prediction Team. We're looking at a potential for severe weather across the area. Just kind of keeping an eye on the radar right now. It's kind of a wait and see, just to kind of see what happens. Storms earlier that were across southeast Alabama, and there were a couple of reports of brief tornadoes. Those storms that moved through may have cut off some of our instability from the coast. So we'll just have to wait and see what these storms can do. The Weather Service in Huntsville should have an update out around 2 o'clock. Still no advisories, no watches for anyone in our coverage area yet. Those watches have been canceled locally, not by the Storm Prediction Center, so they're still showing up there like they're still in effect. So this is gonna be our area of focus right here. Of course, I'm tuned into the EMA channel and Skywarn channel just to see if anything happens. Kind of keep it zoomed in there. I'll do a couple other things. You got our live stream up on our website. Excuse me. All right, let's make sure this works. Okay. Thanks, David. Whoops, I typed that in wrong. Whoopsies. Put a little more on this web page. I 20% chance of a watch being issued. I'll get to that in a second. That mesoscale discussion. Right now, Pickens County is showing most of the lightning return. All these other ones, these are just heavier showers at the moment. Yeah, still not seeing any lightning. Picking up over northeast Mississippi, though. Those of you in Tishomingo County, you got about 20 minutes before that batch moves through. Switch to Memphis radar, see what else is going on there. See, really nothing going on to the west. There's a little bit in Arkansas. Then down to Jackson, Mississippi, all is quiet. All right, so we'll stick to Columbus. Storms over northern Limestone and Giles County. Still just showers, still no lightning returns. I'll get to that mesoscale discussion here in just a second. All right, so that page should be up shortly. It'll be on the live tab of our website, awpwx.org/live.html. If you're already on the page, you may need to refresh for that tab to show new data. All right, so let's get to that mesoscale discussion. That storm over Pickens County is really ramping up. Not exactly my coverage area, but it's all right. If you're in Macedonia or Reform, get ready for some heavy rain, maybe some small hail with that one. Look at the, yeah, see how high it goes. Yeah, it's starting to get a top on it for sure. Dual ball's not really helping me there. All right, so let's get to that mesoscale discussion that was issued. Get out of there. All right, let's screen share this one, change that up. And it switched back to the camera because I minimized again. All right, here's our mesoscale discussion. Areas affected: northeastern Mississippi, central and northern Alabama, middle Tennessee, and adjacent south and central Kentucky. Watch unlikely, 20%. Thunderstorm activity may pose some marginal severe weather potential late this afternoon. The need for a watch currently appears unlikely, but trends will be monitored. Mid-upper forcing associated with another impulse pivoting around the remnant central plains, mid-level low, appears likely to contribute to increasing scattered thunderstorm activity across parts of the Tennessee Valley through the 19 to 22 Z time. The axis of strongest destabilization within the warm sector of the deepening surface cyclone, now centered over southern Illinois, is setting up across southern Mississippi through western central Alabama. This in association with the corridor of strongest surface heating, roughly coincident with a zone of strong mid-level subsidence, which seems likely to preclude storm development across much of southern Mississippi into southwestern west central Alabama. In the wake of the significant cluster of storms now spreading toward the Carolina, Piedmont, and South Atlantic coast, 850 millibar flow is weaker and veered to the southeast and west, but deep layer shear could still be sufficient to support at least modest updraft rotation, contributing to a risk for at least occasional marginally severe hail and strongest cells, perhaps some locally strong surface gusts. This out. 378. Switch back to the radar here in just a second. Posting a tweet right now. All right, let me get you back to the radar now. Still not getting any lightning returns on there, except in Pickens County. I'll go ahead and tweet that out. That's the strongest one right now. Let's see, that's, yeah, it looks like only Pickens County, northern Pickens. I know it's going to switch to webcam here for just a minute while I open something up. Screen sharing software. Okay. Let's get radar back up. Oops, wrong one. There we go. All right, get a picture of that. It's like a tornado warning in Georgia. Again, no lightning over northwest Alabama, just that one storm over Pickens County, Alabama. Let's switch to the high top. Let's go around Interstate 65 and see what's happening here. Everything is concentrated west of Interstate 65 right now. Southerly flow, definitely. Right now, it just looks like a few showers. Right here along near Winston County. Looks like that's the area of development. It's kind of like a line right there. And then it gets closer to the radar and it starts getting some more accurate returns. But it looks like these are actually fading away. Like you watch that one. So it gets some higher values, then it dissipates. So Northwest Alabama is still the main area of concern. Let's get a zoom in there. I think there's a tornado warning in Georgia. Let's get over to that one real quick. Sorry for all the colors. There's a lot going on here. Oh, it's way over here. Just a quick look at it. It's not that impressive. Oh, there's a little bit of circulation in there. Yeah, probably that right there. We're not going to stay focused on that one. Just a quick look at it. Carolinas and Georgia had a higher chance for severe weather today because they didn't get their severe weather is happening now. Ours, we had some this morning across the southeast part of the area, and then they expected more development. More development is forecast, which is what's happening right now. Let's wait and see what happens here. I keep forgetting every time I minimize the radar, it switches to webcam. But that's okay. Hi. I can just get it. Keep clicking the wrong one. All right, there we go. McNairy County, Tennessee, and Pickens County, Alabama are the only, looks like the only two actual thunderstorms. For it to be a thunderstorm, you actually have to have thunder. Okay, there's a next update. This one right here over Colbert, southeast of Tuscumbia, centered over Layton. That's State Highway 184 and north of US 72. And we're starting to get some more sunshine here. Those storms will move through and recognize some of that unstable atmosphere and really ramp up. There's another sweep that just came in. So no lightning in that one though, just maybe some moderate to briefly heavy rain. And everything is west of Interstate 65, north of I-20. And these bear watching. See how much rainfall they've put in. Yeah, nothing. Not even measurable yet. And these showers all tracking off to the northeast, southerly flows in place. This is more of an east. And there's lightning noted with within here. Looks like starting to get a few strikes over northeastern Alcorn County, Mississippi. So getting close to Tishomingo. All right, let's see if we're starting to get any. See if we're getting any heights here. All right, let's see the trends here. Just too scattered. Nothing really organized. The most impressive one right here. That's over Pickens County, about 30,000 feet up. And I can actually look into the storm. We'll go up a couple levels. You can see those opposite wind directions in the upper level of the storm indicates what's called a rotating updraft, which is a sign of the storm strengthening. So that is a strong indication of hail. And go about mid-level, see right there, and then it actually blends in well with reflectivity, and now you're starting to get a little hail core there. So this scenario is playing out that some hail is definitely likely northwest of Reform, over Reform. There's the latest scan on reflectivity, and velocity still has another 2 minutes, so this is probably the latest update. It looks like that little hail core that was showing has gone away. So again, I'm in about the mid-level of the storm right now in Pickens County. So you go low levels, you don't really see much. Actually, I'm looking at the one for low level. I want that one. Same one there. So that's at ground level. Ground level on the left, and on the right, go up into the storm a little bit more. And you see it's a little more well defined. So that, yeah, that's a, and then the storm's not quite that high yet, so you don't really get any good scans. And then it plays out well as I'm looking in the upper levels of the storm. You can look at ground level here, and it plays out well that there's probably some small hail in there because that's a mid-level rotating updraft. And then you can see how high the storm goes by looking at your tops, and it's about 3,500 feet off the ground, or sorry, 35,000 feet off the ground. Waiting for a scan there. You can look at the ground. That just indicates heavy rain. This is actually what they use for debris signatures. And nothing's indicated there. So let's go back to our regular radar. Let's go back to northwest Alabama and zoom out here. It's still developing. Definitely impressive. Still not getting any light returns. Sometimes those can be delayed every minute. Anyway, while these are developing, I'm going to step aside for just a minute here. I'm going to myself. I'll leave the radar on. I don't think any advisories or warnings will be issued while I'm gone. I'm going to go grab a bite to eat. Be back shortly. I'll leave this stream running. I did it again. You want to see radar. And I'm going to go ahead. All right, back in here. Looks like, yeah, still no lightning. That's a shame. Hardin County, Tennessee is getting some. I'm going to switch to the Memphis next route. That'll pick up those storms a little bit better. Yeah, just embedded thunderstorm at this point. That's an aerial river flood advisory. Nothing to be concerned of there. Then you got those. Let's loop the radar here. Okay, let's switch back and we'll loop this. Boy, that storm in Pickens County really packing a punch. Is there an advisory on that one? Is there anything on that one? Nope. Okay, so Moore's Bridge is next in line there. And let's do what I did earlier. Let's double panel. Double panel here. Okay, looking at the mid-level of the storm. Yeah, that's mid-level. And okay, it looks like it doesn't have that scan right. Your hail core is right about here. So the left is reflectivity at the lowest level towards the ground. And this over here is in the mid-level of the storm. And it looks like it's still trying to update, still has 40 seconds. Let's see if I can force an update. No, there it goes. That's about right. Then I can go even higher up in the storm. I see it's not that impressive. Let's go down just a little. See, it's kind of not as impressive as I first explained it. So what I'll do is I'll go back a few scans here. And see right there, it's a little more impressive. And at some point, at one time, yeah, right there, that's where it was really tightened up at the mid-level and it had a hail core. So that was probably at its prime time for producing hail. And there's another one there. And that's the most recent scan. Just a little bit of return right in the center of the storm. And again, that's the only storm that's really impressive at this point. Not even strong. No advisory on it. No warning on it. No advisories, warning, or watches for the entire area at this time. Now this one here, I'm going to need to switch to a high top for that one here in a second. Any lightning? No. Come on now. They said between 1 and 2. All right, we're going to switch to high top next. Tread has a better view of things. Yeah, that one here over Morgan County. Still just a heavy shower moving off to the northeast. Let's get the trends here. Let's see what's happened here. Like I said, still no advisories. No advisories by Birmingham or Huntsville. Again, still no lightning returns except for in Pickens County, which just shows they're not quite getting up to their full potential yet. And here it is, 2 o'clock. I've been on for an hour, doing the same thing almost. Nothing's going on. Boy, that's got a really weird structure to it. Again, lightning is intense. That shows 6 in the past 2 to 5 minutes. So if you're anywhere, let's see, west of US 43, you may have a good look at this one. If you're anywhere near Samantha, between Samantha and Newtonville, on State Highway 171 or US 43. You may have a good look at this one. And if you're in northwestern Tuscaloosa County, you may get a good look at this one. And that's the only impressive one giving lightning returns right now. Right, we should have an update from Huntsville on the weather situation here shortly. Hopefully. All right, let's kind of pan out, do a quick reset view here, see what's going on. And I minimized again. I really got to stop doing that. All right, so it looks like some storms are getting into, well, some showers are getting into Tishomingo County. Some heavier rainfall will be across northwest Lauderdale County. Just leave it. I think that's a good view right there of everything that's happening. All right, well, these storms try to figure out what they're going to do, whether they're going to become severe or just be general to elevated thunderstorms. I'm going to step out and run an errand here. I'll be mobile if anything happens. I should be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Until that time, maybe I should let TweetDeck run. Might be a little more interesting. But no, I can't scroll it, so. So let's get the radar back up. Let's get my face off here. That happens every now and then. There's Columbus. All right, and I'll leave the radar right here. Try to make sure it's a good wide view here. I'll turn off counties. That way only populate it. Now that right there, that's our first decent one. But no lightning yet, but it's a work in progress. All these storms are a work in progress. Anyway, let me go run this errand before anything gets crazy, and I'll be back shortly. All right, we are back live. Been going for a while, and since I left, lightning has certainly picked up, and we have a special weather statement out for northwestern Tuscaloosa County. That storm is very impressive, and it's impressive enough to where I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull up a little software I use. It helps identify storm structures. So this is going to show from Columbus Air Force Base, and I think my camera turned back on again. It did. So we want GR3, and we want to share. Hail detected. Okay, so we got northwestern Tuscaloosa County. Looks like it's in the northeastern part now. There's the special weather statement for it. And that goes until 3 p.m. So 44 more minutes on that one. And that particular one, that is is that X7? That is X7. Your possibility of severe hail is 30%, quarter size, wind gusts of 49 miles an hour. Oops. I may have messed some things up. All right, so the big view here. See, that started in Pickens County as not much, but that has grown in height. Yes, it has gotten, it's almost up to 40,000 feet now. And that's going to move Walker County. And we'll look at the low levels of that one. And there's some broad rotation in there at the lower levels. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. That's X7 now. So winds are at 41. Possibility of hail has gone down. And this is a linear line right here. So I'm going to look in here. Right now there's lightning over all of northwest Alabama, it looks like. Rogersville, western Limestone County. Limestone County, Littleville, Franklin County. Russellville. That's the one worth watching right there. That's becoming linear, and it's a bow there, so not really seeing any rotation where there should be anyway. So again, this one has a special weather statement on it. And I don't think, looking back at Huntsville chat, they haven't done any discussions yet. Again, there's a significant weather advisory for northwestern Tuscaloosa County until 3. The storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local. Okay, Doppler radar tracking a strong thunderstorm near Samantha, 16 miles north of Northport, moving east at 30. Nichols Eyes Hill will be possible. Locations impacted include Samantha, Bankhead, Lock and Dam, Willie, Witston, New Lexington, and Windham Springs. The storm may intensify. Definitely an increase in coverage. And these are now thunderstorms. These are not just showers anymore. And you got, I'm going to switch to high top. This may get a better look on that one in Giles County. Yeah, that's worth watching too, because that's also linear. So you got Giles and Lincoln County in Tennessee. I'm going to wait for that to update, see what it brings me here. Hail detected. All right, let's see. It's not identifying it yet. So from western Lincoln County to southern Giles County, Tennessee, just a linear line there. Not much lightning associated with that, but that's newly developing. I don't even have a trend on that one yet. That's what's showing up in the window. Yeah, nothing's there. That's too far away from the radar. You can't determine that one. And geez, they're just everywhere now. Looks like that one in northeastern Tuscaloosa County may have lost its punch just a little bit. Gale detected. Okay, new discussion out from Birmingham. Still waiting on Huntsville. So we'll read this out here. I'll keep the radar up. Okay, Huntsville just tweeted out, showers and thunderstorms developing west of I-65 and moving northeast. A few could be strong to severe this afternoon. All right, here's Birmingham. Watching the convection develop this afternoon as a shortwave passes through the Tennessee Valley. A chance some of these storms could produce hail and gusty winds. 1 or 2 warning can't be ruled out, but the majority should stay below severe limits. Nashville just issued a significant weather advisory. Not too worried about them. Later tonight, the main upper trough axis will pass through the deep south, pushing a cold front into our area after midnight. Shear values increase enough to include a limited tornado threat along with large hail and wind damage possible. Models are still having a very difficult time getting a handle on the evolution of storms that are expected to develop to our west. Some weakening is possible by the time they reach Alabama. Overall coverage is also questionable, with the higher pops definitely across the north. The system exits to the east tomorrow morning with drier weather Monday afternoon into Wednesday. Some potential scattered showers and storms Thursday and Friday, with better rain chances over the weekend. Okay, so that's from Birmingham. Still waiting on Huntsville. All right, so now that storm is into southern Walker County. That storm that had an advisory on it. And it looks like it's lost its punch significantly. I'm looking at the trends on that one. Yeah, it's lost its punch. It's not even strong anymore. But as it weakens, it may put out an outflow boundary. All right, significant weather advisory for Jefferson and southeastern Walker counties until 4. That should pop up here in just a second. I'll read it out here. And my webcam came back on. That's really getting annoying. I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I want to get the radar back on. Okay, so there's a new advisory on that one. And I'll get the text up for it here in just a second. Significant weather advisory for Jefferson and southeastern Walker counties until 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:53 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Bankhead Logging Dam, or 16 miles southwest of Cordova, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Nickel-sized hail and winds in excess of 30 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted include northern Birmingham, Trussville, Gardendale, Irondale, Leeds, Moody, Fultondale, Summerton, Cordova, Dora, Center Point, Pleasant Grove, Clay, Pinson, Tarrant, Adamsville, Warrior, Kimberly, Graysville, and Morris. This storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio and TV stations, as well as local cable TV outlets for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. All right, so still no advisories from Huntsville. And should be getting some soon. Okay, Storm Z6. I'm watching this one near Athens. 36 mile per hour, maybe some small hail. And that's going to be too far away from the Columbus Air Force Base, NEXRAD. New special weather statement hasn't come out for Walker and Jefferson yet. Okay, let's switch to the high top next rad, and we'll get a better look on the storm near Athens. Doesn't look as impressive as it did on Columbus next rad. None of these are showing any signs of it being strong. All right, and for this storm for Walker and Jefferson, I'll switch to the Birmingham next rad. Yeah, it has a much better look on it. Let's see. Wait for this to update. 60% of hail, 42% wind gust. So that goes with their special weather statement, which is now showing there. So I believe that mesoscale discussion they had out has since expired. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Okay, there's your first significant weather advisory, Limestone and Madison counties. So I'm going to tweet this out on Zello and read it out loud. Or not tweet it, say it out on Zello. Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. Oops, wrong one. I don't like to wait more than 10 seconds. Come on, where is it? Huntsville. Significant weather advisory for northwestern Madison and northeastern Limestone counties until 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 2:58 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm over Athens, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted include Athens, Ardmore, Harvest, Tanner, Elkmont, French Mill, Tony, Elkwood, and Hollingen. Special weather statement clear 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Okay, so that's out. So switch to high top next track. Keep an eye on that one. It's this one they're looking at. Actually, it looks like two different ones. This one over. Aha! Goodness gracious, that latest scan. Wow. That really ramped things up. I mean, this one here over Central Lawrence County is really starting to bow out. Okay, and there they are. They're seen as strong now. So let's get the update from here. Storm D2. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll get a track on this one. Storm D2. Small hail. Yeah, wind gusts up to 40. That goes in good accordance. Waiting for that special weather statement to get out before I tweet it. But I can actually get a storm track on that one. Let's see, that's D2. Maybe not. I don't think I've had it out long enough. No, it has to be. I think it has to be severe or a strong meso, as they call it. Don't know if high top has a good feed on that Lawrence County storm, so I'm going to switch to Columbus. It's kind of right in the middle. It's about the same signature. There's that advisory. And then there's one up in Nashville, sorry, from the Weather Service in Nashville. It's for Dixon, Hickman, Maury, and Williamson counties. So there's a couple strong storms up there too. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Lincoln and Giles County were not included in that advisory. So just something to keep an eye on there. Get a close zoom in on this one. New Outlook is out. And I'll update. I'll wait about 5 more minutes before anything happens there. Let's see. Ardmore Harvest, Tanner. See if that one wants to intensify any. And again, this one in Lawrence. That guy doesn't have a good feed. Just got an alert from Safety Net saying storms are in the area. It's a service offered by Barron, and I really like it. It tells you when a danger storm is approaching, when someone reports damage or reports anything, it lets you know. And my camera turned back on again. Detected. All right, looks like the Outlook is updated. So I'm actually going to share the Outlook. This mesoscale discussion went until 1920, 15Z. 315 maybe? 315 or 415. Okay, here's the, let me get the Outlook on. All right, they maintain slight risk. Oh, that's the old one. Excuse me. So I want to share. What do I want to share? Whoops, I have the wrong one open. I want to share Chrome. That one. All right. So that's not the updated one. It should be out in a second. 3:01 p.m. Okay, so not much has changed from the previous Outlook. Slight risk is maintained, enhanced risk to our west across the lower Mississippi River Valley and the Mississippi Delta. Okay. Scattered thunderstorms will continue over parts of the south central states mainly this afternoon and evening with very large hail damaging winds and a few tornadoes. Severe storms may also occur over parts of the southeast through the period with damaging gusts, a few tornadoes, and isolated hail possible. Aside from minor line adjustments, severe risk areas and reasoning issued earlier remain valid. This update, severe storms continue moving eastward across Georgia, South Carolina, and North Florida at the moment, while storm development is now underway farther west across southeastern Kansas, Oklahoma, and eastern Texas. So it looks like Mr. Goss is now saying severe storms will be possible. All right, so back to the radar we go. Yeah, I don't see any development over northeast Alabama. Northeast Alabama looks clear. Let's keep an eye on that Walker and Jefferson County storm. Looks to have lost its punch again. So right there, it's looks like some of the energy may have been cut off from other cells trying to develop. So that is storm 02, 43 mile per hour. And then trying to identify all these storms. Surprised there's no advisory on that storm over Lawrence. That one has 36 mile per hour wind gust, which is strong. Okay, here's our discussion from Huntsville. I've been waiting for this one for a while. Okay, these storms are cycling, which they're kind of developing, and they're getting some instability. They could just be raining themselves out. So what I'm going to do here on this storm that's getting very close to harvest, let's get a good view of this one. I'm going to double panel this, and like what I did on previous storms, I'm going to look in mid-levels of the storm to see if there's any rotation in there, which I don't see. Nope. Lower levels, whoops. Lower level, nothing. Up a couple, nothing. Up even more, no. No. Oh, a little bit. Very broad. All right, so let's see that discussion from Huntsville. Been waiting on this for a while. The low pressure system and associated warm front that moved through overnight has now lifted into Missouri and Illinois, with the warm front extending down to the South Carolina coast. Drier air in the mid-upper levels continues to stream into the area per latest water vapor imagery. This has helped to clear out some of the high-level cloud cover from earlier convection along the Gulf Coast. However, the low-level cloud deck has been slow to clear and really hampered peak heating, with many areas still in the mid to upper 60s. Areas west of Interstate 65 have seen some better clearing, and temps have warmed into the mid 70s. Based on these temps, Cape values between 1,000 and 15,000 joules per kilogram are expected across the Tennessee Valley this afternoon. A weak shortwave moving into the Tennessee-Kentucky area and a prefrontal trough noted on latest surface analysis near the Mississippi-Alabama border will be the main drivers of convection this afternoon. Scattered showers have developed across northwest Alabama. Scattered showers have developed across northwest Alabama out ahead of this boundary, but storms have been limited so far. Expect an increase in intensity as we near peak heating this afternoon and storms begin to tap into better Cape values. Although deep layer shear remains limited with values 30 knots or less across the Tennessee Valley this afternoon, the amount of Cape available should allow for storms with marginally severe hail and wind gusts. Per the latest high-res guidance, this boundary and associated activity will move from west to east and clear the area around 7 p.m. tonight. The parent upper level low located over Oklahoma, Missouri is forecast to shift east and lift into the Ohio Valley tonight. A stronger surface low and associated cold front will push into the Mississippi, Tennessee valleys after midnight. Forecast soundings near the time of the arrival of the front show a stronger low-level jet developing.
Just sitting here waiting for the show to start.
Yep. We've got some cells firing. A line of cells trying to develop between.
Disconnect myself for a second there. A stronger surface low and associated soundings near the time of the arrival of the front show a stronger low-level jet developing with speeds around 50 knots. This combined with deep layer shear above 40 knots and helicity near 200 would support mesocyclone development and potentially a few embedded supercells in the QLCS line. A few tornadoes may be possible with this line. The tornado threat should decrease as the line shifts east into north central Alabama as shear becomes more undirectional. However, wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour and large hail will still be possible. Varying surface wind profiles due to the terrain of northeast Alabama and southern middle Tennessee may allow for a brief tornado as the line begins to interact with the topography. The line is forecast to clear the area between 09 and 12Z Monday morning. So that's 00Z. 00Z is 7. So that's about 6 a.m., I believe. Light showers behind the line are expected to continue through early afternoon. All right. So we'll go ahead and stop there. All right, so there's that. So they expect intensity to increase.
Detected. To begin here in the next couple of hours, if not sooner, and then some more, another squall line after midnight.
Yeah, that's the current thinking. I'll be up late tonight as well, so I'm off work tomorrow. I just now got off work.
We appreciate that, Jacob. Yeah, I think that we'll be, we'll be posting like crazy, so we'll be following along and trying to update when we can in your absence, sir. Thank you.
Hey Jacob, I'm fixing to head out possibly into that storm northeast of Athens. That one looks like it's pretty much going to come over me. I'll be back in about 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes. We are getting the full tracks of lightning and thunder with this one.
And hey, I'm not sure if y'all are aware, you may be, I may have missed it, but Josh has a pretty good Twitter account if anyone also wants to follow, where he updates the NWS Washington warnings and whatnot. I'm not sure exactly what it is because I'm not on Twitter. You can elaborate on that.
Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. Significant weather advisory for northeastern Lawrence and west central Limestone counties until 3:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:16 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm near Cortland or 11 miles north of Moulton, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour will be possible with the storm. Locations impacted include Cortland, North Cortland, Hillsboro, Ripley, and Shelbyville Springs and Wheeler. Break. This storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio and TV stations as well as local cable TV outlets for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Special weather statement clear at 3:18 p.m.
Hail detected.
Yeah, thanks about that, Trey. Yeah, you can follow me at Josh Survival WX on Twitter. I only use Twitter for storm spotting and updates if I don't get too tied up.
Simple.
Let's try to get back to the radar. Okay, I'm looking at Huntsville's radar now.
Jacob, Trey, I'm heading out. Like I said, I'll be back in about 20 minutes. My fiance will be monitoring this channel to play it out, and she'll let me know anything y'all say. Maybe.
Hit opposite wind directions there.
Copy that. Appreciate it. I'll let you know whenever I run anything. I'm just running Highway 53, which is about 5 minutes from my house. By the time I get there, they'll probably be sitting on top of me.
All these polygons are significant weather advisories, in case you're wondering. There are no watches, no warnings in effect. These are just advisories. But these storms may actually intensify. Just keeping an eye on them. closely watching the trends on these. One of them has 51-mile-per-hour winds within it. That is Storm K7, if I can find that one. It might be, I think it's too far up there. K7, where is that one? K7 is, yeah, way too far north. All right, and here's what you want to look at for severe probabilities. You want to look at this. You want to start looking for those brighter colors. And you don't see them. You just don't see them yet. Sure, you have the opposite wind directions here, which is a good indication of shear, low-level shear within the atmosphere. Again, looks like these storms are starting to lose their punch a little bit. This one over here in Lawrence County, though, that does bear watching. We got a Skywarn spotter on this storm moving into Harvest. It's Josh. Been in contact with him. Might have some training thunderstorm problems. Looking at 1 hour rainfall totals. We're about at 2 inches an hour for flash flood criteria for all areas. I'll get a check on that here. Let me go ahead and check that just to be sure. Okay, 1 hour, Alabama. Cherokee County is at 1.7. Culver's at 1.7. DeKalb 1.5. Madison 1.5. Limestone 1.6. Lawrence 1.7. Lauderdale 1.6. So actually less than 2 inches of rain per hour would give flash flood criteria, which is very well what may be happening here.
Detected.
Yeah, next warning issue may actually be if a warning was issued, what I'm seeing right now, it would be flash flood. Just based on that rainfall, and there's more coming in. More is going to move into that second box there, which that box is, as I stated earlier, it's for a significant weather advisory. It's not for any warning. No watch is in effect right now. I don't think we're going to see a watch with this kind of an isolated threat. You might see a warning or two here and there, but we're not going to be looking at warning after warning after warning like we did with the last event that I covered, which was, I think, about a month ago. It was about 3 weeks from last Friday, from 2 weeks from the previous Friday. That one we were under an enhanced risk, and every storm that came through became severe. Thankfully, it was just a line of storms. That's kind of what's happening right now too, which later tonight I could be dealing with the same threat, except I probably won't quite be around to cover as much of it. I might be mobile, but I don't think I'll be on a live stream. Right now, I'm on the EMA channels, and they're all quiet. I haven't heard anything. Nothing's being said. Training of thunderstorms could become a problem in Harvest and Northwest. Doesn't look like anything's impacting Huntsville right now. The next one to impact Huntsville will probably be this one here over Moulton, if it continues its track. Just got a scan update. I'll need to look at that one. This one here over Moulton. It's like an embedded cell right there. If that one continues, it may get to a part of Madison and West Huntsville within the next hour to half hour to 45 minutes. Keeping an eye on the trends. Nothing's showing severe hail at this time, but again, we haven't quite reached peak daytime heating. Peak daytime heating, as in we get to our maximum, like as hot as we're going to get throughout the day. The current temperature here is 78 degrees. Can actually look at some. I think I have them off right now, but we can. Wow. That's nice. Okay, now we're starting to get some rotation in that one. Ooh. SRV is probably the one I want. That takes in storm motion. Yeah, you can. Opposite wind direction, rotating updrafts. But again, it's still developing. Just have to see if it goes to its full capability or not. All right, while these are developing, I need to update our outlook. I'll keep severe storm as a primary threat, so the image isn't going to be changed. Just need to change the wording. And I keep turning my webcam on.
Detected.
That's really all I had to do for the Outlook update. That's done. Still no lightning in that shower in Giles County. All right, severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson, Sumner, and Wilson counties in Tennessee. It's way up there. All right, there's another advisory down south. Moving into Birmingham. I'm going to take a quick look at that one. That advisory goes until 4. Waiting.
Hail detected.
All right, that took a while to update, but it's updated now. That storm, 42 mile per hour. I don't see that. Well, it's not severe. It's just strong. Winds over 40 can be seen as strong, and maybe some hail in that one. That's the only one I see right now for central Alabama. Got new developments over Marshall County as well. There's your severe thunderstorm warning up here in Tennessee.
Hail detected.
And that's starting to become linear, which can become a concern if the velocity gets correct. Then you got new developments over northwest Madison as well. No lightning in that one. So just a heavy shower. So you'll probably get some, if you're on, let's see, I believe, yeah, that's US 72. If you're on US 72 between Huntsville and Athens, just as you exit the city of Madison, probably some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, brief shower. And then if you can get to Athens, you should miss the heaviest of this, as this one moves out of, this one's going to track through Trinity and Decatur and eventually Mooresville. Let's see. That's a roundabout right there, I believe. I'm not too familiar with Decatur. But if you're anywhere between Trinity and Decatur on US 72 heading southwest, if you look off to your west, you can probably get a good look of a thunderstorm there. And I'm gonna look at the height on that one. It's not quite up there yet. This one here west of Athens, starting to get a little top on it. And let's look in the upper levels again, see if we get any rotating updrafts. Yes and no, it's kind of weak. Down one scan. Now that right there is something to watch. And then, man, they're just popping up everywhere. And then a little isolated one that in northern Coleman and southern Morgan County, south of Eva, right along the Morgan-Coleman County line. And everything's moving northeast. Now that's over a rural area starting to develop. And we're getting, let's see, I don't see any data for that one yet. Let's see this one here, P9. 30 mph winds, 20% chance of hail. That advisory that was for Northeast Limestone and Northwest Madison has expired. Let's get a check on that one. Yeah, that went until 3:30. That's expired. Oh, excuse me. All right, so now we're really getting to flash flood criteria. And then that bit out of Limestone County is going to track towards the same area.
Hail detected.
That one really picked up quickly. That one's showing 42 mile/hour winds out of nowhere. Your top's not that high though, so it's not quite a strong storm yet. No, storm U7. Yeah, see, this is starting to become linear. I'm going to loop this. This is mile/hour wind. Oh, and right over there near Decatur, you see it organize itself. And then you look, take into No, this one was more impressive. All right. Big advisory out. Just issued. I'll put it on Zillow. Stand by for a significant weather advisory from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. Man, that's a big advisory. Significant weather advisory for northwestern Coleman, Morgan, west central Madison, southeastern Lawrence, and southeastern Limestone counties until 4:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:41 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a line of strong thunderstorms along a line extending from Decatur to 6 miles north of Imanfield and moving east at 35 miles per hour. Pea-sized hail and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour will be possible with these storms. Break. Locations impacted. Break. Locations impacted include Decatur, Madison, Hartselle, Redstone Arsenal, Priceville, Trinity, Falkville, Triana, and Huntsville International Airport. These storms may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio and TV stations, as well as local cable TV outlets for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Special weather statement clear at 3:44 p.m.
Stand by for a special weather statement from National Weather Service in Huntsville. Significant weather advisory for northwestern Coleman, Morgan, west central Madison, southeastern Limestone counties until 4:30 p.m. At 3:41 p.m. Doppler radar indicated strong thunderstorms along the line extending from Decatur, 6 miles north of Emmonsville, and moving east at 30 p.m. Pea-sized hail and rain gusts up to 40 miles per hour will be possible with these storms. Locations impacted include Decatur, Madison, Hartselle, Redstone Arsenal, Priceville, Trinity, Falkville, Triana, and Huntsville International Airport. These storms may intensify.
talking to some Skywarn guys right now. That's why I was muted for a little while, just kind of watching the radar. One of our Skywarn spotters, Jacob, was reporting a shell cloud near Decatur. A 40-mile-per-hour winds in Decatur.
Jacob, that storm that come through Fort Tony area, I'm pretty sure it wasn't pushing at 40, but it was real close to it. Torrential downfall, I would have to estimate at least 1 to 2 inches fell in about 20 minutes.
Still watching things here. W7, wherever W7's at, indicating 47-mile-per-hour winds. I think that's up in Nashville. Yeah. Wilson County. All right. New advisory. Hold on.
Jacob, here, right before the storm come in, it was about 70, 72 degrees, and it dropped to 62.
Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Huntsville.
Severe hail detected. Hail detected.
Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service.
Significant weather advisory for northwestern Marshall and southeastern Morgan counties until 4:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 3:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm 9 miles west of Arab, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with the storm. Locations impacted include Guntersville, Arab, Morgan City, Union Grove, Hebron, Eddy, Ryan Crossroads, and Hilako. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike several miles away from the parent thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Special weather statement clear at 3:52 p.m.
Significant weather advisory from northwestern Marshall and southeastern Morgan counties until 4:15 p.m. At 3:49 p.m., Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm west of Arab, 30 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations affected include Guntersville, Arab, Morgan City, Union Grove, Eden, Eddy, Lions Crossroads, and Hilako. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Several miles away from the parent thunderstorm. Take a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Significant weather advisory clear at 15:52.
Let's see. I may need to kill this live event here in a minute. Nothing's really happening. Just might be better if I'm on Twitter. Yeah, that storm coming through Decatur will impact the Huntsville metro area. Definitely. All right, so this whole line has a special weather statement, and then this one here has a special weather statement. And it's noted that these storms may intensify. Skywind spotter in Decatur was reporting 40-mile-per-hour winds and very heavy rain, but he said it's since dissipated. See, lightning's still intense here. Let's see. See, we're getting to around 2 inches of rainfall over northeast Limestone and northwest Madison County. And actually, I thought this was going to track that way. This is going to be more of a threat for the Huntsville metro area within the next 45 minutes or so. 30 to 45 minutes. This impacts downtown Huntsville and essentially me. So notify the family about that.
Hail detected.
All right. So I'm gonna storm U7. Where's U7? I've seen that one identified before. New Mexico discussion out for Florida. Northern Florida Peninsula. So let's go back down locally. You see this bit right here bears watching. It shows 45-mile-per-hour winds, and those the tops are getting off. All the tops in these storms are getting off, and severe hail potential is there marginally. Now, there is a significant weather advisory on it. Let me do a quick Twitter update on that one. It looks like a tornado watch is coming out for the Carolinas. Nothing for us. All right. Ah. There's got to be a way to make it stay on. Excuse me. All right, Storm A0 has intensified. It's now showing quarter-size hail.
Hail detected.
And 50-mile-per-hour wind gust. That might need a warning soon. If it's marginal from what I'm seeing. The storm, part of the storm that's getting into Madison, based on radar. Ooh, and you got some low level rotation in there. It's in the wrong part of the storm though, unless one of them's not updated yet. It's starting to get dark here, so something's definitely coming. Well, that advisory goes until what, 4:30? Yeah, 4:30. Okay, there's a scan update. Okay, this one take a little bit longer. Yeah, not really in the right part of the storm there. An interesting signature over Diana. Let's loop this because this may be getting close to warning criteria. Outflow winds with that one are impressive. If a warning was to be issued, it would probably be for this bit right here. All right, let's see if we can get any decent tops on that. The storm A0. It's got the most height on it. Possibility of severe hail is at 40, quarter-size hail. We'll see if it develops. It may not maintain its intensity, or it may get stronger. Never know what the storm's going to do. Okay, Huntsville just... they're saying gusty winds up to 40, small hail and heavy rain. $50, $51. I'm looking at all the different stats on all of them. And this one here, that should update in the next 15 seconds. All right, let's see the tops on that one. Yeah, that there. Wouldn't be surprised if that one's warned, but wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, because it's very marginal. And Huntsville's very good about not pulling the trigger for anything. Anyway, I see the latest update, it actually goes down. Your possibility of hail is only at 20%. Your estimated gust is now at 46 instead of 50, which is a trend downward. Not to mention that's radar indicated. Let's pan around. Don't just want to focus on the one area of storms. Ooh, storms near Birmingham. Let's look at Northwest Alabama. Are we clear over Northwest Alabama? All right, so now the question of concern. We got a severe thunderstorm watch out here in Arkansas. It doesn't include any of Mississippi. Arkansas, and Louisiana. Those storms are expected to come into a line. And now you got this, a dry line. So the question is, are things going to get more humid and destabilize more? Or is it going to cool things off enough to where the tops of the storms can't get warm and they can't really do anything? They can't get higher. They just kind of cool off and it just rains.
Hail detected.
Looks like they may have lost their punch just a little bit. Alright, so it looks like everything went down on that one. It cycled down 46, 20% severe hail. Your tops are still up there. So you probably get some small hail with that one based on the heights. Other than that, things are starting to wind down. Northwest Alabama looks to be clear for the next, at least the next 5 hours or so. People are asking me if, especially at work, people are asking me at work when's a good time to cut the lawn. If you want to go cut the lawn, really anytime's a good time, but once you hear thunder, just get inside. Once you start hearing thunder, once you start feeling some rain, just get inside. Especially when you hear thunder. I mean, you can probably cut a little bit in the rain, but as long as you don't hear thunder, you should be okay. This is about still about 10 miles away from the Huntsville metro area, so probably around I say between 4:15 and 4:30. It should be impacting West Huntsville, Huntsville metro area, downtown Huntsville areas along there. Haven't received any reports on Skywarn or on the Weather Service of anything significant. Jason Simpson has a storm in Huntsville on Periscope right now. I may do the same thing when it gets a little closer. All right, let's see. New advisory out. That goes until 5. Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Huntsville.
Severe hail detected. Hail detected.
Significant weather advisory for northwestern Marshall, east central Madison, and east central Morgan and southeastern Madison counties until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:09 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a strong thunderstorm over Morgan City, or 9 miles northwest of Arab, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Penny-sized hail and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted include South Huntsville, Owens Crossroads, Grant, Morgan City, Union Grove, Hebron, and Hampton Cove. Break. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with this storm. Lightning can strike several miles away from the parent thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Special weather statement clear 4:11 p.m.
Jacob, I apologize. Can you
Severe
repeat
hail
that? My,
detected. Hail
phone is
detected.
just really crappy service right
Stand by for a special weather statement from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. Significant weather advisory for central Madison County until 5 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:11 p.m. Central Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated a line of strong thunderstorms along a line extending from near Harvest to Triana and moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. Pea-sized hail and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will be possible with these storms. Break. Locations impacted include Huntsville, Madison, Moores Mill, Redstone Arsenal, Meridianville, Hazel Green, Triana, Marshall Space Flight Center, University of Alabama in Huntsville, and Alabama A&M University. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with these storms. Lightning can strike several miles away from the parent thunderstorm. Seek a safe shelter inside a building or vehicle. Special weather statement clear 4:13 p.m. Users be advised, I'm looking at radar right now, and I'm picking up 1-inch diameter hail just north of Triana, between Madison and Triana. Break. This is just south of US 72 between Madison and Triana, 1-inch diameter hail and a little hail core there. Just be advised on that. Also picking up 56 mile per hour winds based on velocity data on radar. Very close to severe criteria. Just keep an eye on this one here. Clear 4:14 p.m. This is good.
Hazel Green, Triana, Marshall Spaceflight Center, University of Alabama in Huntsville and Alabama A&M University. Frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with the...
My tones didn't activate.